refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I got a great episode for y'all today. As you can see, I got two of my bros with me, and we got a great show for y'all. We got to talk about Denver window closing. They just got beat by OKC. We got to talk about the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to make our predictions today. It starts tonight. We got to talk about Brock Purdy. Dave is on, y'all. He wasn't here last Friday to talk about the schedule, but he's here to talk about the no trade clause on Purdy's contract. Dave, what you got to say about that? I can't wait for that. And last but not least, we got RG3 versus RC. We're going to dive into that. I obviously got to argue with our commands. But I got my bros with me. I got Davey Dollars in the middle, king of the doghouse. And I got Missy Gadunsa, Tomo, co-host In the Red Corner. How y'all doing, fellas?
Doing good, man. In the Red Corner, we just did an episode on Sunday. So y'all make sure y'all tap in on that. But for the folks that are here, oh, this is going to be another good one. This is going to be another good one. I mean, right before when we doing the topics, we get another topic that started up because of a topic. So I really thought we was going to talk about injuries in the game and the views. But now we got to talk about what's happening after the views. Mm-hmm. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. Like Joe said, my boy got paid. And not only did he get paid, Kittle got paid, Fred Warner got paid. So I got a lot to talk about. I mean, this is the first offseason with no 49ers drama about contracts. So I'm good. I can't wait to get this show started. Shout out to RBO. I was just on RBO right before the show. So shout out to Vaughn for that. Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, who's going to advance? We talk about those predictions today. All I know is I'm up 2-0. I'm talking specifically to Joe. You know, Eastern Conference, 2-0. You know.
You're about two games.
Just saying. I think I'm about 2 games on you too, Tom. I don't know. It could be 1, but I am up on you. So
I think it's 1. I think Joe trailing this.
Could be 1, but I just know
we'll get it all ironed out.
Yeah, we're so good. But you know what, y'all? It's Tuesday. I wasn't on the show Friday. I hope y'all turned up because it was the weekend, and that's what happens with most people. I was in DC this past weekend. My boy turned 8 last Wednesday, so I spent some time with my boys. You know, man, they went to the bouncy house and everything. And all I'm saying is, man, let's have fun, enjoy the show. And for those that are at home, make sure that y'all turn up like us. My guy, you and the dog, turn me up. Jody?
Do you think? Look, I knew that he was waiting for.
Hey, we're going to settle this fair and square before the show over. I'm going to write down all the games, and we're going to tally up everything, so we're going to be accurate. Let the people know what's going on, all right? But look, we got a great show for y'all today, like I said. But before we get into the first topic, make sure y'all like this video because we are streaming this on 4 different platforms: Twitch, Facebook, X, and YouTube. So like the video on all 4 platforms if you can, and subscribe and follow on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us everywhere at Refuse to Lose Sports, but on Twitch and X, you can follow us at R2L Sports. And share this episode with somebody so they could come on and watch this episode live with you, because you could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Cardo. We here being the first comment. Shout out to you, got the Cowboys hat on, right? Hey, he's consistent, all right? Shout out to my boy Daniel, who's also consistent, right? Hey, everyone, happy Tuesday. And then shout out to Jerry. Oh, man. Shout out to Jerry. Brick Barbie is trash. Oh, my gosh. Brick Barbie is crazy, all right? And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
So I don't know how I feel about what's happening in the NBA, but as a guy in a group of people that are pushing 40, I'm joking, inside joke for the chats, but for folks that have seen the tide of an era turn, we went from MJ to Kobe to LeBron to a mixture of Steph, KD, and now we're seeing what some would say the YNs take over, because it's a youth movement happening right now. And Joker had a lot to say with his complaints throughout the series. I mean, we already seen that SGA and the OKC Thunder, they rolled them in the in the Western Conference semifinals, 125-93. They got a lot of people questioning, like, is this it for the Nuggets? Has the window closed? Is firing the coach the reason why some of these things happen? There's so many questions that happen within all of this, but is it actually time to sound on the Denver Nuggets franchise? So I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask you.
We got a video.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna get to that too, because I want to ask the folks out there as well. You know, like, do you think the window is closed? But I want to hear from Joker first before he tells us.
Nicole, do you leave this series feeling like you guys are still close to being able to win another championship, or what are your thoughts after 2 Game 7s? And I know you dealt with health issues, not you, but Aaron and Michael. Do you feel like this team could still win a championship as it's put together now?
I mean, we didn't, so obviously we can't. If we could, we will win it. So I don't believe in those if stuff. So we had the opportunity, we didn't win it. So I think we can't.
Now I'm laughing because I couldn't. Only thing I could hear was Bibby doing his impression while he was talking. So that's why
I'm gonna go ride some horses and drink some beer.
So Joe. We said that Thunder was gonna learn a lot from this, but what did the Nuggets actually learn from this? Do you think the window is closed?
First of all, shout out to OKC. But no, I don't think it's closed. I don't think the window is closed. See, the thing is with the Nuggets, did anybody here have the Nuggets going far this year? No. Especially after firing Mike Malone. No. The Nuggets actually overachieved what everybody expected them to do this year. With the firing Mike Malone, with the lack of shooting around them. Like look at their roster. They got Jokic, Jamal Murray, who's an unreliable star in the regular season, but he'll show up here and he'll show up in the playoffs. But you can't rely on him because every other year he hurt. Then you got Michael Porter Jr., who's playing with the injury, who played much better in certain games, but he hasn't really gotten better to develop his game. Then you got Aaron Gordon, who I thought took a lead this year, shooting wise, shot with 40% from 3. Christian Brown showed some promising, but outside of that, I mean, Watson, Tyson, Westbrook, I'm about to say OKC and somehow. It was rhyming for a second, right? And then everybody was excited about Struthers. I'm like, yeah, he just had a moment. And then what happened in Game 7? He looked like the guy he was all year. So what they have to do, they already did. Fire the GM. They fired the GM. They did a poor job of surrounding Jokic around with shooters. I've been saying this, Luka and Jokic. If you're going to have a team around them, you got to put shooters around these guys. Especially because they're going to draw a lot of double teams. They're going to draw a lot of energy. So the new GM they got, I don't know his name, new GM they got, they gotta go to work this all season. And who wouldn't want to play with Jokic? And put some shooters around him, guys who play defense also. And I say keep the head coach. The head coach did an awesome job, in my opinion. I thought he did a great job in the playoffs, managing the game, the substitutions, taking guys out when they shouldn't be in the game, putting guys in when they should be in the game. He did a good job this whole playoffs, in my opinion. Obviously, he probably made a mistake or two every now and then. That's everybody. But he did a great job. So as long as Jokic is wearing a Nuggets jersey, their window is not closed. So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
We in agreement, Joe. I feel the same way. As long as Jokic is there, the window's open. You feel the breeze? I feel the breeze, y'all. It feels like we outside in the summer. It's nice and breezy. Springtime is there. You smell the flowers and everything. The trees are growing. The window's open. It's the best time to have the window open. And Joe named all the facts. GM is gone. Mike Malone is gone. And look at what the coach did. And people. I remember me on the show. I put the Nuggets owner in the doghouse for firing Mike Malone. But guess what? The Nuggets owner is about to be out of the doghouse. The rookie head coach got them to the second round of the playoffs and almost got them to the Western Conference Finals. Took OKC to 7 games. There's no way that people can really believe that this window is closed. I understand that Jamal Murray didn't play like people thought that he would because we know playoff Murray is a thing. And Aaron Gordon was clutch in these playoffs. And then he got hurt in game 6, and then, he battled through it in game 7. But, the better team won. At the end of the day, most people predicted OKC to get to the finals. And right now, they're in the Western Conference Finals. Now, I know there were a lot of people that weren't picking the Nuggets in the first round against the Clippers, but we saw what they did to the Clippers. Beat them in 7, and almost went to 7, almost got to the Western Conference Finals again. This is without Jokic, again, not having an all-star teammate. So the window's not closed. I feel like they're going to surround him with better talent and get him some more help, because that's all that he needs at the end of the day. As long as Jokic is there, he's going to do what he does. He plays great in the regular season, and we know what this team is without him on the floor. They're a worse team without him on the floor. So as long as he's there, the window's open. It's not closed.
So as Dave would say, as long as Joker is there,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
There you go. There you go.
as long as Joker is there. Because the window can't be closed when you still got your franchise player. Now, the one thing I will say that is going to be interesting for this Denver Nuggets team is the scrutiny that they're going to have to face this summer. I think this is going to be the first time where it's going to be all eyes on Joker to say, hey, like, what's next for you? Where are you going? He seems starting to get the Giannis treatment, where it's like, should they trade him? Who's going to be the actual player to help join them? Should they build around as far as like getting a youth movement in there? Because there's a lot of trade pieces that they can get to get some young players in there, but you can't go young when you got Joker on your team. Well, you can't go too young when you got Joker on your team, because at the end of the day, you fired your head coach right before the playoffs, and as Dave just said, you got to the second round with an interim coach. So that right there lets you know that some veteranism and continuity was there as well. So with the questions about Michael Porter Jr., or the questions about Aaron Gordon, and I know they asked Russ, is he going to come back? There's a lot of questions just going around how you build this roster. I do believe that you need to get a few more young pieces, but bring in some actual valuable vets to keep this thing going. The window's not closed, but like Dave said, it's hot outside. But the one thing that and has gotten into their house, some allergies, man. They might need an air purifier, because that locker room, man, they was in there sneezing and coughing and all that, man. It was getting ugly, Dave. It was getting ugly in there. But I don't think the window's closed for this team.
Yeah, and think about it. OKC, to me, it's the best team in the league. Like, I picked OKC before the season started. They got the MVP on there. They got home court advantage. They won 68 games this year, and they took them to 7 games. Like the Nuggets, based on the roster, if everybody had the same amount of experience. And just based on the roster, OKC beats them in 5. But the Nuggets, they experience kept them in the series and Jokic in a couple of games. But they just kept fighting back. Even in the blowout, they were like, before the first half, what got out of hand was the highlight reel we saw, like the run they did at the end of the half. But that whole first half, the veteran leadership, like this experience showed up. Even Christian Brown showed up early. Like you just saw Eric Gordon on a grade 2 hamstring injury getting rebounds. Like what the heck? They just fighting. And I felt like this was the perfect series for OKC because we're gonna talk about it next, but the Timberwolves, oh my gosh. Hey, in the words of Tomo, you're done, son.
Wait. You saying the Wolves is done?
He's going next. Go next. Go.
You saying they done?
I'm saying they done. That's it. Finito. Okay. Finish.
Okay, we gonna see because we gonna start with Dave on this one as we talk about the Western Conference Finals as it being set. Look at Joker making the same face I was making. Done? Like they done? You understand? But the Western Conference Finals are set. Like we said, we have the OKC Thunder against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And some would say this is a highly anticipated matchup because one, you have folks like Joe saying the Wolves run may be over. And you also have some folks saying like, can Ant and Julius Randle get it done? I tried to make it a little duo name there. I don't think that's gonna work. They're like Julian. Who's Julian? But anyway, these two teams, man, they faced off a few times this season. You know, both got 2 wins. Again, you can give you the point averages and things like that. But the real question here, outside of these predictions, is we got 2 players. One, everyone's trying to give him the face of the NBA. The other one has commercials with his teammates. You know, he's just keeping his head down and, you know, just winning games. And they saying Sega could be the face of the NBA. So I'm going to believe in that this Western Conference Finals may be, and whoever wins it will just get handed that throne as the face of the NBA. But I want to know why Dave is going to pick the Wolves to win this in 6.
What made you think I was picking the Wolves in 6?
I just want to hear what you got to say, Dave.
That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, man.
Look, this is how I'm going to start this off. Ant-Man, trash can, flash in the pan, OKC in 6. OKC winning the series, man. I'm sorry. I think Ant-Man is awesome. I was talking about this on RBO earlier. This right here is literally, to me, I feel like this matchup is going to be the matchup of who's going to be the face of the league. I really feel like that's what it's going to be. Dwight Howard said this months ago when he predicted that this would be the Western Conference Finals. He said it was going to be OKC versus the Wolves. But these 2 young guards are, you know, what a lot of people are looking forward to in the NBA. I mean, you got flashy Ant-Man, high flying, playing great defense. And, you know, he talks a lot of trash. Then you got, they call him the Aura Man. And, you know, you got SGA, Sega, the guy that leads the Dogs of OKC. This is a heck of a matchup. You got a guy who could potentially be an MVP and a guy who's going to be an MVP this season. I mean, I think it's without question. But y'all notice that they didn't announce it at all. They normally announce it after the first round. They waited until this series was over, pretty much, to say who was going to be the MVP. And I think it's more than likely it's going to be SGA. But this team, I believe that this series is going to be another series that exposes Rudy Gobert. I think Rudy is going to be a mismatch nightmare to some because I don't think he's going to be able to really do what he needs to. He's not going to be able to do what he did in the last 2 series. If you look at the Warriors and the Lakers, they don't have like those defensive big men that can cause problems. Chet, you saw last series, he was able to cause problems in that series against Denver. You know, offensively and defensively, he was able to drive the ball. He can hit the 3 from the corner, hit it from the top. Doesn't matter where it was. He can make a play. He can make a play driving the ball, and he's going to block shots and get rebounds. Isaiah Hartenstein, you know, he did struggle with that hook shot that he normally hit, that the hook floater. He did struggle a little bit, but we know he can hit that for sure. And I believe those 2 guys can also cause problems for Rudy on defense, because Rudy ain't got no offensive bag. He got no moves in the paint. So if you're able to make him do something that he's not used to doing, he ain't gonna really be nothing offensively. Now he's still gonna be able to get his rebounds and everything, and he's gonna block some shots because that's what Rudy is. We know what he is in the paint. But I think he's gonna be a mismatch to the other guys. I don't think he's going to be able to do much offensively against those two guys. And I think Chat is still going to be able to do what he needs to do. I think Julius Randle, we got to look at him this series, see how he's going to be able to play, because they're going to throw Chat at him, Isaiah Hartenstein. They're going to throw Lou Dort at him. They're going to throw Jalen Williams at him. Jalen Williams, you saw what Jalen Williams did against Jokic. They consider him the Jokic stopper, because I think every time he checked him, I think Jokic shot only like 18% from the field with Jalen Williams on him. So they got a lot of guys to throw at this team, I think. But the biggest matchup is going to be Ant versus SGA. I think more than likely you're going to see Ant on SGA sometimes, more so than SGA on him. But this is going to be a huge matchup. I'm excited for the series, and I know it starts tonight. But I got OKC winning this.
All right, so you say you got OKC in 6.
Mm-hmm.
From what Joe's saying, it sounds like, and I know you're gonna go, Joe, and I'm gonna let you go, but it sounds like you saying this might be a sweep or 5.
I don't know if he's gonna say sweep.
I don't know yet. We're gonna keep the crowd anticipated. We're gonna wait to see, because Joe and bros, I'm going solo. Hey, HOA, we going Wolves in 6, man. You said we gotta get back on the same page, and we here. Because I hear him talking about SGA, J. Will, Chet, Brett. You could place the bet. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. I got the Wolves winning this one in 6. Actually, I'm going to save that one for the next one. But the way the NBA set up these conference finals, we're going to be entertained either way. But because we got something going on in this R2L family, I got the Wolves in 6. And I believe Ant and them are going to answer those same questions. Because, again, the test that the OKC Thunder went up against, I believe Ant and them went against that test last year, right? They seen that test. So they know what's coming. Well, I don't know about Randall, because that was Cat, but Ant was there. And Ant is showing y'all that he could be a leader of men as well. Because I think the Knicks was just like, we done with you, Randall. He said, come on over here, and we're going to show you how we play basketball in Minnesota. It may get a little cold, we may get you some shirts from Target, because we in the Target arena, but we feel like we got a Target on our back, and we're going to pass that back on to his OKC Thunder, and we're going to win this one in 6. I want to hear what you got to say, Joe.
Okay, Tomo.
Can we get a side bet on this?
You were talking bars, Tomo.
What you want to do?
Can we? Yeah, I want. Joe, I'm gonna let you go ahead, but I want a side bet on this series.
Okay. Not a problem.
Tomo, don't do it. It's over. Kenny Smith, you got it. It's over. It's over. You got to go ahead and play it.
Yeah, I got you. I got to get there. My computer froze.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It's a done deal. It's done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap like a burrito. It's over. It's finished. All right. So look, I said this last series when they played the Warriors. People are going to overhype Minnesota for what they did to LA. It's exactly what they did when they beat Denver. They beat Denver last year, and everybody like, they're going to beat Luka. I'm like, nah, chill. Luka going to beat them. What happened? Mavericks in 5. That's what happened. OKC, here's the difference. I get it. Minnesota beat Denver last year. Number one, Denver and Minnesota they're in the same division. They play like 4 or 5 times a year. Let's start there. All right. Although they play OKC 4 times this year.
There you go.
It kind of makes no sense. And they went 2-2. But it's act like I never said that. But anyways, Minnesota played Denver in the playoffs the year prior. People forget about that. They played the year prior. So then this is the second time they played Denver. And that's just a bad match. I don't know what that was. OKC, you can watch your TV and you can clearly see OKC is better than Denver. You can see that. The only difference is it was a hurdle OKC had to overcome to get through Denver. It was a big hurdle. It was an experienced hurdle. And they got through it. We saw it. It wasn't SGA. You saw game 1. Game 1, Chat folded. And they lost. That's what happened. Game 2, get them out of here. They don't belong on this court with us. Game 3, okay, Denver, you did your thing. Michael Porter Jr. showed up out of nowhere. Everybody hitting 3. Okay, y'all did y'all thing. First game home. Game 4, SGA walked on the court laughing. Give me my dub. The youngest stepped up and won the game. Game 5, the youngest stepped up again and won the game. Game 6, SGA did his thing, but everybody was breaking. J. Will had one of the worst games I've seen for a guy who shoot that many times in the playoff game. And then follow up against something, blow him out. So they went over this hurdle where we know SGA is SGA. Sega. But what about everybody else? Everybody else showed up. So when it comes to Minnesota, we're not afraid of Minnesota. I mean, Jokic, he the best player in the world. We got Shea. And now on Shea level right now, I get it. Anthony Edwards in all the commercials. He's loud. He talks. He played for the USA team. He beat LeBron. He beat all these guys. But he ain't Shea. He ain't SGA. SGA, Sega. That's who he is. He is what's it called? The Atari? What's it called?
Atari? The Atari. Yeah, the Atari.
That's Anthony Edwards. All right. We Sega. All right. So my thing is this. Ant-Man, you cool. I like you a lot. You know, you're a great player, but you ain't on SGA level yet. Never been an MVP candidate. Like you just not on SGA level. SGA is here. Anthony Edwards is here. And we're going to see it in this series. And I know Ant-Man is probably going to get to the side, and he's going to try to guard SGA. Don't do it. Put McDaniels on him. You too little. Put McDaniels on him. Put McDaniels on him. Put his cousin on him.
Get some help.
But all I know is OKC in the playoffs has been the third worst three-point shooter team in the playoffs. And they in the Western Conference Finals, Dave. You know what that means? It's the defense. Do y'all see the defense? They like dogs. Like, you be watching the game, and then I'm like, you know, I go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, I come back. They won a 14-0 run. I'm like, what happened? Like, what happened? That's what they be doing. Now, Anthony Edwards, they play Luka and LeBron. Is there any defense there? No. They play the Warriors, and we all know if Steph Curry never got hurt, curtains, they would have lost. We saw game one. But because Steph Curry got hurt, it happened to happen. I'm glad Steph Curry got hurt and they won, and they got to go against OKC. So it's a wrap. And I'm going on OKC. I'm going on OKC in 5.
I knew it. Now,
My
bad,
OKC
Joe.
in 5.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay, Joe, but I got you.
Okay. Joe said it 5. Dang.
In 5. He
1,
called
2, 3, 4, 5.
He called Ant-Man Atari, and he over there with Sega Dreamcast thinking about the finals.
He said ain't on his level. I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
Nah, I don't think he is. I think SGA is he's better than Ant. It's like if you ask me who's better than Ant on SGA, I'm not even thinking about it. It's SGA. No disrespect on Anthony Edwards. I mean, is he top 5 in the league? Anthony Edwards. Let's be real.
But you saying that you think he's the better of the two players, cool. The level is where people gonna be like, what you mean they not on the same level?
Not.
Okay.
He's not. When I say level, like Anthony Edwards not a top 5. Like you is Anthony Edwards top 5? You're like, nah. Not yet. They both, like Carl said, they both superstars. You know, Anthony Edwards do good in playoffs. Huh?
I mean, SG is still averaging 29 points per game. That's not lackluster.
30, yeah, and he's shooting 50% still for real. What you talking about?
Yeah, that's not lackluster.
I would say both superstars.
And you gotta think about Carl. He had like 5 blowouts. He ain't played like in 5 second halves. Something for real. He played like 5 4 quarters.
He definitely ain't playing the fourth quarter in game 7.
Come on now. In game 7, game 2, game 1, and game 2 against Memphis. 4 games this playoffs. He ain't played a full quarter. And he averaging 30.
No, you're gonna need all 30 of them points because you're gonna need it.
I should have wore a headband and cornrows on the show.
I mean, he only had one.
If you would have showed up with cornrows,
I mean, did SGA have a game that he scored under 20 in the series?
I don't think so.
I know.
I know one thing. SGA went 0 from 11 from 3.
Sure didn't.
So I ain't gonna diss Ant-Man like that. Ant-Man like
It's
he
cool.
not. But he ain't SGA yet. He not SGA yet, bro. He ain't SGA yet. SGA about to be the only guard since Steph Curry and before Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, to win the MVP and the NBA Finals MVP in the same season.
Game 3, Dave. He only had 18.
Okay.
Oh, game 3.
Other than that,
how many times to the ball?
he was 7 for 22. It was bad.
Ooh,
That was. I thought it was a game that he scored maybe like 16 or something like that. I had but 18. Okay, yeah, I remember that game.
Wow, and they lost that game too. That's when MPJ and on went crazy.
Yeah. That was the game that he walked off smiling
because he knew. He knew. Well, he knew. Just like go ahead.
No, I was about to say, but every game after that, he pretty much was good. So I can't say he was lackluster. He had a lackluster performance.
I feel Carl. Carl saying like he hasn't been a super. I mean, nobody hasn't played. That's what he's saying. Nobody has been like a consistent superstar throughout the playoffs.
I just guess the wording is just a little off.
I think SGA. Oh yeah, game 3 was the Jay Will game.
Yeah,
that's what happened. He was off, but Jay Will was on. Jay Will held with 30, I think.
Jay Will was cooking, but he wasn't. So
he was off. His shot was on all that game.
He was settling for 3 a lot in that game too. I remember that game because me and you was in that. Me and you were in the chat in that game. We was like, bro, why he keep settling? Just drive to the basket.
Look like that, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Then I agree. I agree with you saying now, Carl. Compared to what they're supposed to be, yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. He had a couple of games, but he put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, got his bag when he needed to.
He definitely did, because the way that game started, I was like, man, they can't score for nothing. Like you said, Joe, you come back, you're like 20.
I know.
How they get up 20? Went downstairs.
I'm gonna find a clip. I'm gonna find a clip and post it. But I remember when they made a trade for Caruso, and we talked about who won free agency, who won the offseason or whatever. And I said it wasn't a big move, but I think OKC won free agency because they got rid of Josh Giddey, who was hurting them. Josh Giddey's good, but he was a bad fit for that team. And they brought in a perfect person for them, a guy with experience.
Yep.
And Caruso, bro, man, tell y'all, you ever play with me, Tomo? That's how I play defense, bro. I'm Caruso.
Just had to let that breathe for a second.
I'm serious.
I had to let you smell your flowers.
I mean, Joe, you know how I am defensively, so I mean,
yeah, you pretty good. Yeah, you good too, Dave.
I was letting you smell your flowers.
I'm serious though. Like I'm like
we seen the stream,
the ball head and all that.
We seen the streams. You be
I
calling
just don't wear the headband.
Now, if you wore the headband, that might be.
I wear the headband. It's gonna be cornrows in the headband.
You show up on the show. Now we say we want 5K subscribers. Joe show up on this show with cornrows. We better get 5K the next day. I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
You know they got them junk. You know, somebody send me. They got a little something on.
Who dropped the holder? Look at Teddy.
Okay, Teddy.
Shout out to Teddy with the $9.99. New Dave was smiling for me. Shout out to Teddy with the $9.99.
Go ahead.
I was gonna pass it right back.
It's one of them LeBron turnovers. You like, bro, what you doing?
Yeah, there you go. Treat you like J.R. Smith.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, shout out to the best network on the internet, RTL. Hashtag thank you, FanDuel. Hashtag start spreading the news. Hashtag Red Sox suck. Hashtag so to the hold on.
Soto.
All right, I had to see that.
I got you.
I gotta make my words.
Misses the Yankees. There you go.
Hashtag Soto misses the Nats. Hashtag I miss JT. Hashtag Pats are back.
Yeah, we know you do. Because I ain't going nowhere. I ain't making the finals this year, Teddy. I'm sorry. It's right next year. Take a break, bro, from the NBA.
Raps. I think they made the playoffs, but finals.
That's it. Just take a break, bro.
Hey, Carl, you spot on. You already knew I was going with that one. You show up with the Fetty Wops. We going through the roof to the moon.
If they win in 5, hey, anything's possible.
All right, you come on here.
Hey, but before we move on, I do want that side bet though. OKC against the. I ain't forget. I made sure I
ain't forget.
That's not a problem. By the end of the show, we gotta come up with what the bet is gonna be. So
that's not a problem.
Gotcha.
That's not a problem.
Just saying.
Not a problem at all. Now let's get to the Knicks.
Playing about.
That's crazy.
Well, they got played out by this team. The Knicks, the Pacers. We talking about the youngins taking over. I mean, they played at Madison Square, but you would have thought TD was their home. They played in Cleveland, but you would have thought that was their home too, because they were just these two teams were shocking a lot. I mean, you go up against the defending NBA Finals champion. Some people would say the same thing about JT, and you'll be like, well, he wasn't there, but the Knicks showed that they deserve to be where they're at. Pacers went up against the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and a lot of people were saying, well, they beat up a hurt team, man. They show why they deserve to be where they're at now. So the Eastern Conference Finals are set. You have the historical battle between these two teams. Reggie Miller can't wait to call one of these games. Spike Lee can't wait to be on the sideline for one of these games, right on the court. He can't wait. Because you're talking about a team that played in 1993, Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks won. 1994, another Eastern Conference Finals. No, Eastern Conference Finals first round, sorry. Eastern Conference Finals in 94, Knicks won 4-3. 95, Eastern Conference Semis, Pacers won 4-3. 98, Eastern Conference Semis, 4-1. The New York fans is going crazy, just like that. We might need to get a clip of the fans. Not what they saying, just the fans. and add that there too. Because then in 99, Knicks 4-2. 2000, Pacers 1-4-2. Pacers won the last 3 matchups between these teams in the playoffs. And we all know what happened last year. Jalen Brunson said a lot about it. Now we got to answer the question. And I know Ty's somewhere typing. And I'm gonna wait for Ty to come up with the same because I'm riding with the Pacers in 6. You're talking about who's the clutches of the two. Both of these teams have had clutch moments. Pacers are 5-0 when it's time to make clutch plays. Knicks, they 6-2. You talking about clutch players. Jalen Brunson got 43 points in clutch time. Tyrese only got 20. But when it comes down to coaching, you got Carlisle. Then you got Tibbs. Tibbs is making some vast improvements with his coaching. Y'all, he out here saying, look, y'all told me I was killing my players, running them into the ground. But the only thing that's gonna be bad about this series is kind of like when that boat tried to go under the Brooklyn Bridge the other day and it just got ugly. Knicks fans, it's over. The run is over. Pacers gonna win this in 6. I'm sorry. It's gonna be fun. Okay, and I'm gonna end it with this. Bang. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh man.
I get to go next?
Yes.
Yeah, because you gotta go first on the next
one. You're right. Look, man. Shout out to me and Ty being the only two that picked the Knicks to beat the Celtics in that series. And I know special message to Paul Pierce. Injuries are a part of the game, my guy. I'm sorry. It happens. And honestly, y'all were losing before JT went down. JT, my guy. But don't try to make injuries the excuse. And Joe, I told you. I told you, Joe. I said when the Boston Celtics lose, the excuse is going to be injuries. And isn't that the excuse? It's exactly what the excuse is. All I'm saying, Dave, I know a little something about basketball. I know a little something. I don't know everything. I know a little something. However, I've been riding with the Knicks and the Pacers, and now they both of them are in the Eastern Conference Finals, man. This is going to be a heck of a historic matchup. You got Jalen Brunson going up against Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, the guys were in the WWE, looking like they was about to go at it. One had a chair, the other one had brass knuckles. It was about to be a bloodbath. Can't wait to see what's going to happen in this series because I think it's going to be another bloodbath. Last year, I think Jalen Brunson was hurt, with his hand or something like that. So, that series kind of went crazy. They tried to say that, that I don't know, man. I think this is going to be really good. Both teams are healthy right now. You don't really see any injury issues going on right now, so that won't be an excuse. In this series, I'm going with the player that's been the most clutch all season. He won the clutch award. And Ty, you my brother. Letting you know this now. My brother is a Pacers fan.
Let me tell you something.
So I got 2 guys that, my brother's been my brothers for my brother all my whole life. And then Ty, I've been known for 10 plus years. I'm going with the Knicks in 7, man. I think this series is going to go 7 games because both of these teams do something really good. The Pacers will make you run. That's one thing you got to worry about. You got to run on the court every single time. And the Knicks are capable of running. And they got 2 of the best wing defenders in the NBA right now. You got OG Anunoby. Ty, you are hilarious. You got OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, man. those two guys, they're two of the best defenders off of pick and roll. And that's one thing that the Pacers do often. They do a lot of pick and roll action that helps get Tyrese Halliburton open or Andrew Nembhard. You know, they still got Siakam who uses it as well. But the Knicks, I believe that their defense is going to be able to keep them in these games, and I think they're going to be able to run with them a little bit. And honestly, the Knicks was not a favorable pick against the Celtics. They might not be favorable in this one because the way the Pacers were able to handle the Cavaliers. I believe that the Knicks went through everything they went through in the regular season, not being able to beat OKC, not being able to beat Cleveland, not being able to beat Boston, just to be able to be prepared for these moments right now. And I think, and this is crazy coming from me because I honestly didn't think they would have a chance early in the season before the playoffs started. But, you know, I started to think about other things. You know, regular season doesn't always matter in the playoffs. All it is it just gives you a glimpse of what may happen. And honestly, those games against Boston weren't really blowouts in the regular season. Most of those games were close. I think maybe one game was a blowout, but other than that, they were pretty close in those games. I think this is going to be a series that a lot of people are already trying to say that he's one of the greatest Knicks of all times, or maybe the greatest Knick of all time. I don't think that's the case. You still got to think about Walt Frazier. You still got to think about Patrick Ewing. You still got other guys that are really good that play for the Knicks. But I think the Knicks will win this in 7. I think Jalen Brunson is going to have a good series. I believe that Andrew Nembhard may have a tough time in the series just because of the way that they defend with OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. And I think that's what it's going to be. I still think it's going to go 7, and the Pacers could easily win this series. But I'm going with the Knicks at 7.
Oh man, Dave, you surprised me with that one. Jalen Brunson, Troy Hudson.
You're done, son.
Pacers in 6.
Welcome.
Yo, remember what you said. You said the Pacers win when you don't pick them.
No, I didn't. I said,
yeah, you did. You said when you go against the Celtics, when you go against the Pacers, they normally win.
No, that's why I said they remind me of the Celtics. Because the year
I didn't say that they were the Celtics.
No, I said they remind me of because the year they went to the finals, I kept picking against them. I never said when I picked them, I didn't pick the Celtics. But I bumped my head too many times, Dave. I bumped my head too many times.
I think you bumped your head again. Okay.
Listen, man. The Pacers are so underrated. The Pacers are this. Y'all, Dave, you play this game. What's it called? What's that game we used to play, Dave, all the time on Zoom?
Mafia.
Mafia. You ever play Mafia, Tomo?
No.
So how you play Mafia?
I gotta break it down.
Hey, it's fun. That's all I can say. It's fun.
It's a real fun game. Say, I'm gonna put my Stephen A. Put Dave and Tomo on the screen so I can see their face. So look, how you play Mafia is this. Everybody's in the same room, but we used to do this on Zoom. Everybody's in the same room, and then there's a narrator. Everybody close their eyes, and the narrator asks, who's the killer? There's a killer. The narrator picks a nurse. Forget that part. There's no the killer. The killer has to point out who he killed. And then everybody wakes up, open their eyes. The narrator tells a story on how the person dies, and everybody in the room has to guess who the killer is.
Oh, that's tough.
The Pacers, it's like me, Dave. It's like Mafia. I be hiding in plain sight.
Hey,
I make kills.
Joe was the best narrator for Mafia. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, a good Mafia player is somebody that can make kills, and nobody can guess who the killer is. That's the Pacers. The Pacers are good in plain sight, but nobody can see it. They are still in denial. Oh, I heard on ESPN today, the Pacers are playing the best they can play right now, and the Knicks, they haven't played their best. What?
What?
What are you talking about? What? That made no sense, right? So, one thing about the Pacers, I know you mentioned pick and roll, Dave. Let's start with this. The New York Knicks, Tomo mentioned it, they run by a committee of 6, maybe 7. OKC and Indiana, what they do, they run with 10 guys, right? So they are always fresh. One thing about Indiana, when soon the ball hit off the rim, they're running. Soon the ball goes to the net, they're running. And guess what? When the ball goes through their net, they picking up full court man. So there's a lot of pressure on the other team 24/7 in the game. Everybody keeps saying stuff like, oh, OG was hurt last season. I get it. But you can't expect, you gotta expect it to happen the way they play. The way the New York Knicks play their guys to the ground, and the way the Indiana Pacers play, injuries just might, I'm not wishing on nobody, but you can't be surprised if somebody get nicked up because of the game style that Pacers bring upon you. Also, they play, you don't know who the second guy going to be. You don't even know who the first guy going to be. I don't think Tyrese Halliburton, I think Tyrese Halliburton is the third best scorer in the playoffs right now on his own team, which is ridiculous, right? And Ben McNamara, I always mess his name up. Ben
Mathurin.
B Mac, right? He wasn't there last year either, so he didn't play the whole playoff series, the whole playoff last year. And last but not least, Rick Carlisle, in my opinion, has been the best coach in the playoffs so far. He's been the best coach. I mean, I'm in awe. When I watch the Pacers play, I'm like, yo, this is all Rick Carlisle. Now, obviously, they got some talent over there. But the way he got these guys playing, I just love to see them playing full court, man, while running on offense. They playing so unselfish. They always make the extra pass. If somebody is open, they're going to find that person. They run pick and roll, Dave. They do. But a lot of their buckets come from stuff that's all ball. Just people are just not committed on the defensive side 24/7. You got to stay committed against the Pacers because guys are constantly moving. Any type of slip up, it's going to be an easy bucket. And last but not least, the Pacers aren't scared of the Knicks. They like, bro, we beat them last year. Oh, y'all were hurt. We're going to make sure we do it again this year. And we might let it go 7, so we go beat y'all in New York in front of all your fans. But I'm going to say 6, though. So give me Pacers in 6. They're going to end it at home. Let's go. Pacers against OKC. Shout out to Utah.
Yeah. I got to say this, too, though. You didn't mention this about Pacers. They play physical, man. They play physical. That's one thing about the Pacers. They play a physical brand of defense. That's why they be nicked up. Because they're not just playing with speed. They're not just picking you up full court. They playing physical. They letting you know that they there. So that's one thing I got to give the Pacers, man. And they improved their defense from last year to this year. I think last year they were bottom 20, bottom 25 in the league. This year they're top 15. So they improved their defense a whole lot this year. So I think that's going to be something that definitely helps them in the series. That's why I believe it goes 7. I don't think it's a slouch in any way. I don't think that the Pacers are going to dominate them. I don't think the Knicks are going to dominate. I think it's just going to come close to clutch time, and that's what I'm really banking on. I think when it comes to clutch time, and not to say that the Pacers aren't clutch, because they've shown that they could be clutch, especially Tyrese Halliburton. He's done some amazing things in the clutch time. I remember that step back 3 he hit to win that game. So the boy clutch. You don't get me wrong. And the players that said that he was overrated, they were tripping. I got to keep saying that. They were tripping. So he's one of the best guards, the best pure point guard in the league, period. It's just, I just think that Jalen Brunson is going to be clutch enough to be able to get them into the finals. This was honestly a really tough series for me to pick. Between the 2 series, this one was not easy. Honestly, I was really weighing my options on which one I was going to choose because the Pacers are just they run their offense and defense so well. So, but I just think it's the Knicks' gear to get to the finals, not to win it, but to get to the finals.
And don't forget, the Boston Celtics develop a bunch of wide open threes. Pacers catching up. Looking up right now. Pacers catching up. And then also Boston against the Knicks, they were uncharacteristic. They were a lot of ISO basketball. The most they had all season. So you're not going to get that with the Indiana Pacers, man. They're going to be them. Like, people are – it's crazy. Like, they are hiding in plain sight.
Next year, second gear, Pacers ain't got no fear. We got to talk about Purdy. Now let's switch some gears.
Okay.
All right. Why are you doing that? I gotta go grab some. Keep talking.
Yes.
For a team that had nonstop drama issues back, just like they're gonna try to do this season. Dave, tell us, throughout all these contract negotiations, that's a nice shirt that you got there. Wait, Fred blending in with the city. But there you go. There you go. But the one detail that came out, and Dave, shout out to Davey Chef for sharing it with us, but there's a no trade clause in Purdy's deal. And some people have issues with it. We want to find out from our in-house 49er fan. Are you okay with Purdy having this no trade clause?
You're on mute. And Dave, you gotta tell people your reaction, like how you text us when you find out.
Oh, don't worry. I will. I will. Shoot, if y'all had the screenshot, I would love for y'all to pull the screenshot.
Before he put it in the chat, he texted us.
Purdy paid.
But look, before I start talking about Purdy's contract, I got to talk about what happened, what started last year. A lot of people were not talking about this. But the 49ers started to do something that they don't normally do. Pay players before it's too late. We did that with Diamador Lenore last year. People forgot that we gave him an extension last year during the season. My boy got paid. He's the best corner that we have back there right now. I wish we still had Mooney Ward, but we know what happened with Mooney Ward last year when his daughter passed away, unfortunately. So I'm glad that he was able to move on. He's in Indianapolis. I hope he has a great career. More power to my guy. But this started last year with Diamador Lenore. Then we gave Kittle a new contract. Then we gave Purdy a new contract. And then we got Fred. This is the first time that I can remember since Jimmy Garoppolo that we are going into a offseason without any contract drama. Everyone's showing up to OTAs. Trent Williams at OTAs. Fred Warner's at OTAs. And Tomo, I got to correct you. He's the highest paid inside linebacker in NFL history. Not one of. He's the highest paid. And the best inside linebacker in the league. I got to correct Carl on that because he said one of the best. He's the best inside linebacker in the league. Just got to let you know.
Carl did say, if not the one. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Go ahead.
He is the best linebacker in the league. I don't think anyone has questioned that for a while. I understand you represent your boy Roquan Swift. He great. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best. Second best in the league. But he ain't better than Fred Warner. But this contract, now that I gotta get to this part, I had to do my excitement first. This contract, and it's 181 guaranteed, not 167. 181 guaranteed.
I ain't spell check.
Hey, just saying. When it comes to my team, I got to make sure that I get all the facts out there right.
I was doing the California taxes on it, but I 181.
You know what? California taxes might be 150.
It'd be more, Tomo.
It might be 150 million.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Man, I don't like it. I don't like it. Purdy's that's my guy. That's my guy. Go back and look at it, Carl, because you definitely said one of the best. You didn't say the best.
He did say, if not the best.
No. Just say it. But I don't like it for this reason. Let's say, hypothetically, Purdy plays terrible these next 2-3 seasons. And 49ers want to move off him or go get someone else. Who's to say that there's a team that's actually going to want him? We already hear now that people don't consider him a top 10 quarterback, that he's not a franchise changer. He doesn't do all these things. I support Purdy. I think Purdy is a really good quarterback. He could potentially be great. You know, is kind of sort of there, but, you know, people already know he's not one of the most talented. People go back to say, you know, he wouldn't be what he is without his weapons. Well, you point to me a quarterback that has won without any weapons. Just show me one. Because even when Patrick Mahomes won, he at least had Travis Kelce there. He had some weapons there. He had Isaiah Pacheco. He had Rasheed Rice. Like, he had some guys that he was able to win a title with. He had Tyreek Hill when he won the Super Bowl title. I mean, come on. He had some receivers. Brady had receivers. Peyton Manning had receivers. Aaron Rodgers had receivers. I mean, you go to whoever you got plenty of people. I understand, Carl. I did make some mistakes when I did that, but hey, I was. Don't worry. I was
Fight back, HOA. Fight back.
I was sipping a little something during that time. All right, I was sipping a little something at that time. But look, man, I don't like it because I'm sorry, Tomo, but it just makes me think about Dak. Because Dak has a no trade clause. And remember what I said about Dak? I said, now what if Dak gets hurt? He plays bad. He's not gonna go nowhere unless he absolutely wants to go. And that's kind of what you give to Purdy. And I understand it. You know, first 2 years in the league, you know, he gets to the NFC Championship game his first year, well, year and a half, half of a year. And then the second year, he goes right to the Super Bowl. So I get it. You think this guy he's everything. And I believe he's the guy for the franchise. But to give him a no trade clause, I just think it's kind of crazy. It's kind of insane. Like I already defended the contract because the contract is not necessarily $53 million a year. He's only guaranteed $36 million a year. So it's not necessarily 53. He has incentives to get it to 53. And that's the average that it's supposed to be, but it's 36 million guaranteed per year. So he left some money on the table, which I'm happy about. But to give him a no trade clause, like, you got to think about everything. What if you need to get up off of him? You know, what if you have an opportunity to get another pick, to get a quarterback at the time if he's not able to do anything? And the one thing I'm okay with is because the salary cap is going to continue to go up, and he's not top 5 in quarterback pay. He's 7th, so it's not like he's making a whole lot of money to where we can't move around anything. We'll still be able to move around, but it's just like, let's say we find somebody that we want in the draft and he's not what we thought he would be. Now we're stuck with him. So I don't like it for that reason, but I understand why they gave it to him, because they believe in him. And I believe in him too, but come on, man. You can give him the contract without giving him a no trade clause. That's just me.
Go ahead, Tomo.
So you said it's 53 a year, but he says basically incentive based. And what was the number you say after that? Like 30 something?
It's 36 mil fully. It's 36 guaranteed a year.
Okay,
pretty much.
Okay, so that's where that number comes from. The no trade clause comes into play because of what he did. He went from Mr. Irrelevant to getting y'all to a Super Bowl. I mean, first things first. I mean, it's sports, so we all gonna always talk about it. If he didn't get hurt in the Eagles game, it could have been back to back. We don't know. You know, that's the one thing about sports, is we always have that element of we don't know. And then last year, going into it, it was just injuries everywhere. It was kind of like when Oprah was passing out the cars. He was like, you got an injury. I remember one time we read it off and Joe was like, man, felt like he was doing a graduation announcement the way he was just naming names. It was just everybody was hurt. I was like, come on, bro. I felt bad because even the Cowboys had injuries too, but some of them names was just bad. And that also, I think what happened last year woke up your front office. This is the first time in all season history we are not sitting up here saying like, well, are they going to pay Kittle? Are they going to pay Warner? Are they going to pay Purdy? They kind of cleaned everything up. It started off with a little whisper of Kittle, signed him. That just went under the radar. Then next thing you know, Dave was like, Purdy paid. And I was like, that's a pretty nice payday. The no trade clause, and I agree with you. I said the same thing about Dak, but I'm going to switch sports. Y'all know I don't like the no trade clause.
The Bradley Bill.
There we go. There we go.
And that made me think of it too.
Because I think it can happen quicker in the NFL than it will in the NBA, but depending upon 1 or 2 seasons, that could make or break your whole franchise. And now you're looking at his contract, and then you're trying to find a way to trade him. And then quarterbacks sometimes come a dime a dozen, and at the rate they coming out of college right now, people are gonna be like, well, why should I get Purdy when I can just go get this guy? We had a whole segment about what happened with Shador. They'll just wait 5 rounds and probably go get their quarterback instead of trading for a Purdy, or they may trade back up and go get Jackson Dart. You never know what the Giants may do. They might go get Purdy, but I'm just saying it's just things like that. Or you got teams like the Steelers who could go get a Purdy, but probably won't go get him because they don't look at quarterbacks the same way we do. But that no trade clause, good for him, bad for the franchise. I'm not mad at him having it because Dak got one. So welcome, brother. But outside of that, I'm not too mad at it, Joe.
We didn't know trade clause bros now.
Hey, we here. At least yours went to the Super Bowl. I'm over here fighting.
Yeah.
I'm fighting in quicksand with this guy.
Super Bowl and NFC Championship 2 years in a row. Let's get it.
You ain't got to say all that now.
So look, what's the salary cap increase percentage?
Mm,
I'm
I
trying
can't
to
remember. Give me one second. I'm gonna find it.
Here we go. I got it. 9.3%. So based on the salary cap increase, Brock Purdy. So let's break it down, y'all. First of all, I'm okay with no trade clause. Let me tell you the 49ers there, Dave. Purdy.
Yeah, talk me into it. Let me.
I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Purdy, like, hey, yo, he probably said, I want 60. You know, he probably look at Dak. Dak got this. I beat Dak all the time. I went further than Dak. I actually went to the Super Bowl. It's not about
all the time.
Yeah, all the time. He undefeated against Dak.
You mean every time? You mean every time? No. You mean every time he's played him, not all the time. All the time, I think of like Bosa and them. Like that's all the time. He got 2 games.
That's my Purdy.
He got 2 games. The history ain't there yet.
Y'all play only once in the regular season with Purdy?
Twice.
Yeah, last year and this year.
And
he only got 2
games. And the playoffs too.
And the
Purdy
playoffs
wasn't there.
Yes, he was.
There. He was there. He threw 2 picks. 2 in the first half.
I said Purdy.
Yes,
Purdy
he was.
There. He was there. That's the year he got hurt.
2 years ago, Tomo. You okay?
That's the year he got hurt against the Eagles.
Yeah.
When y'all get Christian McCaffrey?
That year.
3 years ago.
That year when Chris McCaffrey didn't do
COVID
nothing.
messed me up. Go ahead.
And the defense, it was actually Dak that lost the game. Purdy wasn't great. It was deep. Anyway. Yeah.
That's how I know he wasn't there.
We knew Dak was there. I went on 2 picks.
I know he was there, but I'm talking about the other one.
Purdy was the quarterback.
What
I'm saying is I don't know he was there because of how he played.
Yeah.
We knew that because he gave the game away. Go ahead.
All right, so
and Trayvon.
Look, that one play, okay. Tomo ain't funny. Look what Dak got. Look what Trevor. Look what Dak got. Dak got this. They said, "Hey, Purdy, we can't give you Dak money. That's wild. Cowboys ain't smart. We're not gonna do that with you." Sorry, Tomo. Cowboys did the wrong thing by giving Dak that. We're not gonna do that for you. Yo, I need my money. Look what Trevor got. He got 55. Purdy, how about 53? Well, put no trade clause in there. Hey, John, let's just huddle up. All right, we're gonna give him 265, 181 guaranteed, which is 3.5 years. We ain't got to trade. We can just cut him. We can just cut him. And then, look, quarterbacks don't get traded. And when they do, they go where they want to go. It's like a no trade clause. Remember Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson had all the sexual crap going on, and he still picked where he wanted to go. Look at Matthew Stafford. He picked where he wanted to go. Look at Russell Wilson. He picked where he wanted to go. Who cares about no trade clause in the NFL when you got a 5-year contract? You can always cut them when the guaranteed money ain't high. Now, if it's fully guaranteed like Deshaun Watson, then you're stuck. But you won't be stuck with Purdy. So they're like, we're going to add a no trade clause to it, and he's going to take the $53 million. I didn't want to do it, but you're worth it. We'll give you no trade clause. Okay, I'll sign for $53. Hey, Tomo, hold on. Hey, Tomo, hold on. Where is that?
What you looking for, Joe?
We got him. We got him. That's it. We got him. Go ahead, Tony. You got me, Tomo?
We got him.
They got him. So, with the salary cap increase compared to everybody else's salary compared to the salary cap, when they sign, he's the 12th highest paid in QB in the NFL. You would take that to the bank, $53 million, Dave. That's a great deal for y'all. 181 guaranteed for 260. That's great. That's a team-friendly deal. You get another trade, bro. We're not planning on trading you in the next 3 years. It's fine. You can stay. But now 4th year, we can just cut you and save the money and just go somewhere else. At the end of the day, you were Mr. Irrelevant. But I do think that Brock Purdy will play better. I think he earned the contract. I heard people say that he did not earn a contract, and they always compare his stats with Jimmy Garoppolo.
He definitely earned the contract. This is why I always say you can't compare Jimmy to Purdy, because Jimmy was there a lot longer than what Purdy was when he got all of those stats, if you look at it. And you can look at games and tell that we won games despite having Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo had the name, Gimme Jimmy, because no matter what, he was going to give the other team a chance to get the ball because he was going to throw a pick somewhere in that game. Purdy, although he had turnovers last season, if you look at it before, he was not a high turnover guy. And honestly, if you look at the play, the offense got a lot better with him being the quarterback. Because remember, in that same season when he came in, Trey Lance was the quarterback. He got hurt. Then Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback. The rushing yards got a lot better, but the passing was still kind of sort of the same with Jimmy Garoppolo. He wasn't throwing down the field. You didn't see where Jimmy Garoppolo was leading the league in passing yards per attempt or nothing like that. He was in no MVP conversation whatsoever. Purdy came in and he was actually in the MVP conversation. He would have won it had he won that Christmas game, but the 49ers got blown out and he played a terrible game. He threw 4 interceptions in that game. So that was it after that. But Purdy, you saw the difference when he could not play in the NFC Championship game against the Eagles. And when he came back and played the next season, you saw what happened when we played the Eagles. Blew them out.
Right.
Purdy is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sorry. He is. People compare him because neither one of those guys are like high talented guys or something like that. They're not, it's not your, they're not talented quarterbacks, but Purdy is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. The stats may compare, but if you look at the actual game, you can tell that Purdy's better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
And here's the thing. Go ahead, Don.
And Dave, the reason why Purdy is really better than Jimmy Garoppolo, he the reason that Shady McCoy can talk trash on the facility, acting like he did something in the Super Bowl game. But go ahead, Joe.
I do want to say this, though. There was a stat that was hovering around Kyle Shanahan's career. People keep saying you can throw any quarterback in the system. Really? Okay, he had Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was pretty good, won MVP with Kyle Shanahan. RG3 was with, Kirk Cousins did his thing, right, with Kyle Shanahan when he stepped in. But when guys, think about the other, we forget Jimmy G wasn't always healthy. When he got hurt, they were trash. People forget Jimmy G was undefeated with the Patriots before he got traded to the 49ers. Everybody forget about that part. But here's a stat that followed Kyle Shanahan's whole career. When he was down by 20 plus points in the second half, he was 0-19. Brock Purdy is the only player in Kyle Shanahan's career who came back from a 20-point deficit in the second half, and it happened in the playoffs against the Lions. It was in San Francisco. But you get what I'm saying? It happened, and he was the reason it happened. He sparked it. So and then the Super Bowl is now on Brock Purdy. Last time I checked, Chris McCaffrey, who everybody considered the best player, fumbled in the first half. Last time I checked, Trent Williams missed a block. Last time I checked,
that wasn't Trent Williams.
No, not the end of the game. I'm not talking about the end of the game. It was somebody else at the end of the game.
That was Cole McKivitz. I know exactly who it was.
That game, though.
It was Cole McKivitz. I know who it was. That's why I talk about him so much. Cole McKivitz. That's who gave it up.
But Brock Purdy played well that game. So, and then we also, what happened when he got hurt against Philly, and then they couldn't do nothing. And then the following year against that same team, he threw 5 many touchdowns. Was it 5 or I'm tripping? Was it 4? Debo had like 3 or 2.
It was 4.
It was 4? I don't know, 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what it was.
All I know is that they got blown out in that game.
They got blown in Philly. So Brock Purdy earned all that bread, and the 49ers won the deal. I'll tell you that, though.
That's
so
right.
Brady.
Okay. You changed my mind, Joe.
Joe said the 49ers pulled the Chris Rock. He was like, how much you want? 60? Good Lord, that's a lot of money. How about we give you 53 and a no trade clause? I take.
How much for the rib?
That's exactly what it is. He's like, how about you eat the rib? Nah, he was crazy. He was wild. He was wild. From one wild joke to some wild people on the internet. I mean, opinions gonna be opinions. I mean, we all heard it before. I can't say it on this show because we are a family show, but opinions are like nostrils. Everyone has them. So
Woo.
I'm gonna go there. Everyone has them. And RG3 had a major opinion about one of the highest rated WNBA games in WNBA history. In this, I see you gearing up. Dave. But Joe going first. I see you gearing up.
Oh, let Dave go first. Go ahead.
I see you gearing up. But this Ryan Clark versus RG3, and shout out to Mark for dropping this in our group chat too, because he brought it to us before we could see it on social media. But Dave, as far as this, just tell me your opinion on this.
Let me say this for anyone who does not know me personally. I am pro-black. Let's just put it that way. I support my people no matter what. I want them to do well. That's just what I am, and you know, that's me. That's what I support. That is me. In this situation, I have an issue with Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, I understand bringing up the issue when it comes to black and white or black and any other race. I understand it. But this was not the time or the situation where you should be talking about how someone feels about themselves. Honestly, how do you know RG3 doesn't like himself as a black man? I mean, what has he done or said, or what has he done in his life to say that he doesn't like being a black man? Because he dates a white woman. Okay. There are plenty of black men who are pro-black or that do a lot of things for black people that date white women. That's what happens. It's what happens nowadays. It's you love who you love. That's what the way the world is. I don't like that he brought a family issue into a basketball issue. I don't think that had anything to do with what was going on between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You don't bring in a man's family in this conversation. And as many times as we like to joke about RG3 when he had the croissant in his mouth and everything, we talk about a lot of things that happened during that time. But I don't think that this was the right time for Ryan Clark to do what he did and say what he said. I think it was wrong. That's me personally. Like I said, whether you believe that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark or not, that's people's opinions. I don't think that she hates her per se, but I don't think they like each other as basketball players whatsoever. I don't think so. I think they have a legitimate basketball beef on the court. Outside of the court, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that she hates her or whatever. But hey, that's people's opinions. But I don't. This was not the right time or right environment to bring up somebody's family or to say that somebody doesn't like themselves just because of who they date. There's a lot of things that we can say about other people. People could say this about anybody. People could call me, say that I don't like white people because I only date black women. People could say that, somebody who dates a different race doesn't like their race. I mean, that's not always the case. It's not always the case. And honestly, I don't understand why people always bring up people's personal lives when it comes to a specific issue, when it has nothing to do with someone's personal life. This was just, to me, it was just wrong. I don't like the angle he took. And you can have beef with someone if you want to. That's fine. That beef has nothing to do with his opinion on a situation. You can disagree with his situation without talking about him and bringing up his wife. That's just me. You didn't have to do that. To me, that was unnecessary. It was uncalled for. And whether I believe what RG3 said, like I said, I disagree that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. outside of basketball because he said period. He said it's not just basketball. He said period. I don't think that's the case, but basketball wise, they definitely don't like each other on the court. So, but I didn't like what Ryan Clark did.
Go ahead, Tomo.
So on these platforms, we tend to say things where we kind of just sometimes you forget you in front of the camera, or sometimes you forget you in front of the mic, right? And you just say things. And when I went and watched the clip, and RG3 was like, "I'm with you, Dave, on the fact that she hates her, like just flat out hates her." Now, do I think she flat out hates her? No. Do I think she hates all the publicity and things that come behind these two names being tied together? Yeah. Do I think she also hates the fact that she probably fed into it a little bit too much? Yeah. The other clip that he tried to use to actually prove his point about when she got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas and she got up and didn't do too much, but when she got fouled by Caitlyn, it's like, I mean, different strokes for different folks. I mean, there's been times that we seen Richard Sherman talk trash to a lot of people. Richard Sherman went and talked trash to Trent Williams. What Trent Williams do? Smacked him right then and there, and then it's just that. Like some people are just known for being that aggressive. Or you think of Zach Randolph and those players like that, you just like, hey man, leave Z-Bo alone, bro. Just leave him alone. It's just who he is. But then there's also other players that people gonna just pick with. Dylan Brooks, Jimmy Butler. Like it's just players that you're gonna pick with, and you just gonna know. Draymond Green do it to every single player in the NBA. I watched that series. Not every. You right. I watched that series and was like, man, look, I told my wife, I was like, man, me and Draymond would have to fight, bro. Because some of this unethical stuff that you doing, bro, is just you kicking your legs up for rebound. Like, bro, nah, bro. You can't keep doing that. Especially when I'm Jalen Green. I'm already getting 4 points a game. Like, nah, we gonna have to do something. But in this instance, to say that she flat out hates her, okay, Ryan Clark, you can address that and say it the same way we said it. I don't think she hates her, but to see why you think this way is very interesting. Like that's a quick comment and then you move on. But like you said, to bring up his wife, and I think the reason why he probably played into it is because if you watch the RG3 clip, she was in the back. So he felt as though that this was the hype man behind why he was saying it, when technically it could have just been RG3's opinion. Like we seen him on Twitter. We seen how RG3 talk anyway. Like that's just who he is. So again, he may look at it and say he hates her. He may see the way she responds to when people bring her name up. It may look like she hates her. Maybe she hates her, but I'm not going to be the one to say it. I got to let her say that. I can allude to things all day, but one of the 4 agreements is don't assume. So the more you assume, the more people going to take things personal, and Ryan Clark got real personal. Now, Ryan, you not Dr. Umar. Let Dr. Umar handle that, because the way you carried it was like you was trying to pull a Dr. Umar move. Now, that might just be your thing where you want to call out how people feel about their love lives, but let Dr. Umar handle that one.
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
And before you go, Joe, I kind of want to comment on that Alyssa Thomas situation. She addressed that after it happened. They actually like practiced together. That's like her big sister. That was her welcome moment to the WNBA. So that situation is going to be handled differently because they actually know each other. They have a relationship as far as being WNBA players and outside of the basketball court. So that's why that's different. So RG3 should have thought about that before he said that, because she addressed it after the game. And Alyssa Thomas also, talked about it as well. So they know each other very well. And Joe, we've played basketball before. We've seen where someone got fouled hard against somebody that we cool with. And right after that, they were cool, like eating together, stuff like that. So that happens in basketball. So I just had to say that.
Let me address RG3 first. RG3's take was wrong. He said that when he addressed Ryan Clark, he mentioned, I kept it basketball. No, you didn't. You said the word hate. Just because somebody reacted to a foul don't mean they hate the person. Now, there might be a situation where you might be enemies or rivals, I should say. Like if Dave is from a certain neighborhood and I'm from one neighborhood, right? And we might be, I'm gonna hate Dave, but there's some talk. Or how about this? I play for Central High School, basketball player, right? I play basketball at Central High School. Fairmont Heights, that was our rival. When we played Fairmont, it was all smoke. But I didn't hate them. We just knew the rivalry around the whole schools. Same thing with Forestville. We knew the rivalries around the schools. When I played Fairmount Heights, it was a little different versus me playing Gwynn Park or Surrattsville. You know, the Tomo neck of the woods. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, right?
I'm at a monument. What you talking about?
I mean, you remember you said you from the Keek, right?
I'm at a monument. That's the Keek right there. You see it?
Come on, man.
The reflecting pool.
Like Tomo said, sometimes we forget we on air. Anyways,
go ahead.
My whole thing is you're gonna have that tension when there's rivals. It's the part of the thing, you know. So that's gonna happen. So in him using the hate word, I didn't like that, and he tried to act like he kept the basketball when he did not keep the basketball. He, like you said, Tomo, I think they said it, that you didn't say you hate on a basketball court, like you hate her. Like, how do you know that? Like, what the word hate is a strong word. Like, hate is what the devil does. The devil hates. So you're saying that this person does what the devil does to everybody in the world. Hate is a real strong word. So when my kids use the word hate, they don't use it no more. But when they hear it and they say hate, I erased out their vocabulary, because that's a very strong word. Now, RC, what I disagree with RC is like what y'all said, bringing the personal thing into it, like bringing the black versus white, bringing you don't know about black. For those who don't know, my wife is Hispanic. Are you going to tell me that I don't know a black woman struggle? Like, come on, let's keep it a buck, y'all. Like for real. My wife is not black. I mean, she might think she's black because she's Hispanic. You're not. You're Hispanic, all right? You are Hispanic. You're not black. She don't think she's black. But I know someone Hispanic think they black. Y'all Hispanic is black and is Asian and is daggone white, all right? Sound like the stand-up comedian. I can't think of his name, right? Anyways, my wife is Hispanic. Does not mean I don't know the struggles of a black woman. I have a black sister. I have a black daughter. RG3 have a black daughter also. They're mixed, but she's also going to be dealing with black issues, right? Also, I have a black mom. RG3 has a black mom. So you can't just assume that RG3 doesn't know a black woman's struggle. You can't do that. That's I think that was like Damo said, like Ryan Clark, he sounds so good. So when you hear the video, right on, like it's good, like, oh, bravo, because he's very articulate, he talks very good, but that was uncalled for. You know what I mean? I feel like it was uncalled for. You can tell it's something personal there. You can just tell. And then anything that happened after that, what they did, what he said on Twitter, that don't matter to me. What matters is how this whole thing started. And I thought it was very wrong how Ryan Clark responded to him, whatever. And you can tell Fred Taylor listening to him, he just like, dang, like he stepped in the lane that I ain't trying to get into right now, right? But I do agree that RG3 was wrong. First, though, he was wrong in his initial statement, but Ryan Clark took it to a different way that gave RG3 more leverage. You know what I mean? Like you could have just talked about RG3 talking about her saying she hate her. But you going that way, you kind of gave RG3 more leverage to, like, now people might look at RG3 like, yo. But I get it when people say RG3 corny, but RG3 has backed up a lot of black athletes. He has backed up a lot of black athletes. But I do think he was 100% wrong in the situation, what he said about Andrew Reese.
Yeah, two wrongs don't make it right, because they were both wrong in the situation. RG3 was wrong for the initial statement, and Ryan Clark was wrong for his response to the statement. So,
yeah.
And his hoodie.
Here they go again, taking away from their moment. The media finds a way to always say you're from these two ladies' moment. I just read it off. This was one of the highest grossed viewerships that for WNBA on an ESPN platform. And the first thing we talking about is, do they hate each other? And Ryan Clark versus RG3, when it's really just about, look how far the W has come. Here's another successful season so far.
Yeah, and we ain't talk about how the Fever blew out the sky in that game. Like that's
probably why she hit her. That's why that was getting blown out. That's why she got mad. But look though, he gave an example of I seen Dwayne Wade hit LeBron, bruh. Really, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, bro. Come on, let's stop. Like, let's keep it real. They like best friends almost.
Exactly.
Like, come on, they on the banana boat. Like, No matter y'all, we in the chat every day.
There you go.
There's certain guys in the chat that got rivalries. Like, for example, Carl and Vaughn. They don't hate each other, but they got a rivalry. If
Strong
Carl says
rivalries
something,
too.
Vaughn going to perk up. If Vaughn says something, Carl go, it's just how it is. It's a Ravens and Steelers. It's a rivalry. But do they hate each other? No, we in R2 all day. We chilling. We having a good time. We saw Reese and Kayla Clark in the All-Star game, chilling, having a good time. But on the basketball court, when we on my team and your team, we ain't friends right now. It's part of the game.
It's smoke.
I got one better for you, Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
All three of us up here got teams that are rivals. All three of us up here love each other. But when Sunday come, yes, 49ers, Cowboys, Cowboys, Commanders. Like, but when that Sunday comes,
like more so me and Joe. Me and Joe aren't really rivals in sports.
I said,
whoa, you trying to respect me, Dave?
No, oh my, here we go. Here we go.
There you go. There you go.
Here we
But
go.
I'm just saying we all have a common like rivalry as far as when it comes to something, right? But when Sunday come, you know, we're gonna do the show Tuesdays and Fridays, but when that Sunday come in, I gotta play the 49ers. Y'all see, I forgot Purdy played us in the playoffs.
I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example.
I'm gonna need the Commanders to lose on Sunday.
And we can move on. Dino Blaze. Oh my gosh. In the chat, I can't stand him.
Y'all be
I
going,
can't stand this man.
swear.
But every time I see Blaze, bro, that's my best friend. Like, we like, boom, we just connect every time I see him. But in the chat, I want to chop his head off. I want to stump him like the gift you always used to use. I want to do that to him. But this is part of the sport. This is how it is. So
that's me and Mark in the other app. That in the other chat, the chat that you're not even a part of, Joe. That's me and Mark in the other chat, especially with the whole Drake and Kendrick beat last year. We was going at it. We was going at
Mark
it.
can bring that energy to the NFL chat.
Only thing is, I mean,
he gonna smack at the 49ers.
Hey,
but that's how it is in sports, man. And when these women, these ladies do this, let's not overreact. Because we do not overreact when the men do it. Let's stop. We try to compare it to the men. If we see the men, we seen men do the same thing they did. Literally, we seen that before. So don't overreact when they do it. Let them be players, man.
Magic and Isaiah used to kiss before they played.
Oh my God.
You see how they rivalry went. They was best friends. Some would say kissing cousins, but I'm just saying.
Dang, kissing cousins.
What? They was playing ball.
They were playing ball, all right. But let's move on.
Oh my God.
And the alley-oop is there. Welcome, HOA. Joe was a part of the HOA, Carl. This is our moment.
Oh my God. I can't believe we had a moment. I can't believe we had a moment where Joe might get us canceled. Oh my God.
HOA is here.
Oh,
Carl, you passed the initiation. Look, the screen went black.
All right, I'm gonna kick it off.
Like they turning the lights off. Last words, man.
All right. My last words, man. Hey, listen, Tomo, you called it. You never know you're on camera. All right, you always forget.
Carl said not having an HOA does not approve.
Hey, I'm happy to sign on. I'm happy.
Oh my God.
All right. So yeah, not today, Carl. It's 8:30. We're gonna give it to you on the chat. That's why I gotta become a member. Tomo wants to buy the superstar members, but yeah. My last words, man. Sacramento. Listen, dog. Dang, my commander jersey upstairs. But Sacramento, man, I don't know what to say to y'all. All I gotta say is I'm giving y'all 1 year. That's it. Give y'all 1 year. You know, right now. Look, I'm telling you right now. If OKC win in 5, I'm coming in with a headband and cornrows. I'm telling y'all right now, headband and cornrows. They win in 5. I gotta go see when game 5 is. Make sure I got enough time to go do it. But I'm gonna get headband and cornrows. They gonna play. If they win in 5. But I got OKC win the whole thing. So whoever in the finals, I don't care if it's tied. I don't care if it's tied, the food, from the country. I don't care what it is. OKC in 5. I don't care if it was the Knicks. I don't care if it's the Pacers. They win in 5. Maybe in 4, depending on the opponent it is. But I got the Pacers winning. And shout out to the whole R2 network. Shout out to Lambo Anlo doing the intro. Shout out to my brother Ed Han for the R2 logo. Also, shout out to my brother Dimitri. He's getting married. My youngest brother Dimitri is getting married June 8th. Can't wait for that. Me and wifey was planning the trip today. I can't wait to witness you guys' marriage. All right, so I want to give a shout out to y'all.
Hey, congratulations, Dimitri, to you and your soon-to-be wife. So, congratulations. Wig glue. Joe gonna be out here looking like Dave Chappelle.
Yo, that was a wild skit too. That was wild too. Drip, drip, drip.
Back to one of these shirts, man. Shout out to my boy Fred Warner. For those who don't know, he's my favorite 49er on the team. So that's my guy, my favorite player on the team. San Francisco, this is a redeem year. You know, we had a last place schedule last year. I mean, a last place. We last place. We 6-11. It wasn't good. Wasn't good. You know, we had no. If I name all the injuries, you're gonna think I'm giving you a wedding list of people I'm inviting. That's how many people got injured last year. It was that many. So I mean, yeah, McCaffrey, Ayuk, you know, Trent Williams, Ward. I can keep going. I can keep going. So many. But look, man, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen this year. You know, no off-season drama as far as contracts, so I'm glad to see what's going on. McCaffrey's back healthy and camp and everything. So let's see what happens, man. I don't really have much to say about the Miami Heat. I'm gonna keep saying this until he actually does this. He said he won't, but I'm gonna say it until he does. Pat Riley, you need to retire. So I'm gonna just keep saying that. And the Red Sox, the bullpen sucks. Fix it. Because it sucks. But shout out to the Mystics, man. 2-0. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Mix is 2-0. Let's get it. Kiki, see you doing your thing. Sonya, doing your thing. Hey, keep it up. If people ain't think we was going to be good, I'm just letting y'all know the Mystics are coming, man. They coming.
All the way healthy and we balling like that.
Exactly. Look, Georgia Moore's out for the rest of the season. She tore ACL. She ain't even going to play her rookie season. And we still balling. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
I'm just saying.
Subscribe to Dave's Doghouse, man. I'm going live Thursday, 7 p.m. Let you know that now.
Shout out to our superstar members. Click the link below so you can become a member today, so you can be a part of our R2L chat. That's the VIP chat, because I'm shouting out our superstar members. And the parlay chat. That's the VIP chat for $9.99 a month. We have 2 other tiers, All-Star and Pro level. But you want to be a part of that superstar level because you want to contribute to, you know, this thing that we have going here. I got to change my background now because I got to represent the Keep. Shout out to our superstar members. Shout out to Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Javon, Lamar, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Mike, Taniqua, Tone, and Mike. There's 2 mics. And shout out to you again, Teddy, with the $9.99. My last words is, OTAs begin. We got to see George Pickens talk for the first time as a Dallas Cowboy. And I never seen a player smile so much. You know, it must be something about the weather down there in Texas that got this guy smiling so much. He ain't had a shiesty on. You know, it was cold up in Pittsburgh. I know Carl gonna love what I'm about to say here, but, you know, sometimes when you get away from the quotes and you can just breathe a little bit, you know, knowing that your quarterback gonna get you the ball, you don't got to hit him with the, did you say that? Or did he say that? And now he just saying, because CD said it all early. He said, we both ones. So he ain't got to worry about if he said that or did CD say that? Did Dak say that? Because if Dak throw a pick, we already know what's going to happen. Make sure y'all become a member.
There it is. That's all we have for y'all today. And we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button, no matter what you're listening to or watching it. Hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.